Good morning and good afternoon, kids. This is Teacher Gigi. How are you today? For today, we're going to learn science. And before we start, can you please get your workbook? Open it on page 72. Are you ready? Alright, let's start. So for today, we're going to have our new topic, which is the solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. When does it happen and what is solar and lunar eclipse? Okay, so number one, we have solar eclipse. So when the moon is between the sun and the earth in a straight line, the moon blocks some light from the sun to the earth and the shadow of the moon falls on the earth. So what does it mean? So we have here our diagram. So again, the moon blocks the sun from the earth. Again, the moon blocks the sunlight that is going to the earth. Okay, that is our solar eclipse. Solar eclipse happens during the day when the earth experiences sunlight in morning time or daytime. That is our solar eclipse. So in here, in our diagram, okay, again, the moon blocks the earth. Okay, again, the moon blocks the earth. So the sunlight that will go to earth is blocked by the moon. So do you remember our umbra and penumbra? Again, when we say umbra, this is the darkest part of the shadow. And when we say penumbra, this is the lighter part of the shadow. So, solar eclipse has three types. We have partial eclipse, annular eclipse, and the total eclipse. So, what are the difference between the three? Number one, we have partial eclipse. So, the people in the penumbra region will not see a part of the sun. So, meaning to say, some part of the sun is blocked by the moon. So, if you're going to look at the sun has some dark areas. That is your partial solar eclipse. Number two, we have annular solar eclipse. So, it occurs when the moon is farthest away from the earth. So, meaning to say, if there's a solar eclipse and the moon is farthest from the earth, it is an annular solar eclipse. The moon is nearer to the sun and farthest from the earth. And number three, we have total solar eclipse. So when we say total solar eclipse, the sun is completely covered by the moon. So meaning to say, when we have total solar eclipse, we can see the whole moon blocking the sun. Okay? Again, partial, annular, and total. Okay, next we have lunar eclipse. So, lunar eclipse, when the earth is between the sun and the moon in a straight line, the earth blocks the sunlight to the moon. So, it is the opposite. So, lunar eclipse or eclipse of the moon. So, in lunar eclipse, the earth blocks the moon. In the solar eclipse, the moon blocks the earth. Okay, so how does it happen? Okay, so when the moon is orbiting around the earth, okay, there is a time where the earth blocks the moon. So again, we have our umbra region and our penumbra region. So meaning to say, all the sunlight that comes from the sun will be reflected on the earth going to the moon. Okay, so just like the lunar or the solar eclipse, lunar eclipse also has three types. It has the total, partial, and penumbral. Okay, so number one, we have the total solar lunar eclipse. When we say total lunar eclipse, the moon is completely in the umbra region. So again, when we say umbra region, this is the darkest part of a shadow. So meaning to say, if it is a total lunar eclipse, the moon becomes red. Okay, because it is reflecting the sun. Okay. Next, partial. So the moon is partially in the umbra region. So just like in the partial solar eclipse, the moon is partially in the umbra region. So some part only, not totally, but some part of the moon is only covered or affected of the lunar eclipse. And the last one, we have penumbral. So when we say penumbral, the moon is in the penumbra, it appears less bright than it is usual. So meaning to say, again, when we say penumbra, it is the light part of the shadow. So when the moon is in the penumbral region, it is not as bright than the usual. So it becomes a little bit darker. Okay. Again, we have solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. So remember that solar eclipse happens during daytime and lunar eclipse happens during nighttime. Okay. In solar eclipse, the moon blocks the earth, while in lunar eclipse, the earth blocks the moon. Okay, so let's try to answer some activities. So we're going to answer page 75, 76, and 77. Okay, are you ready? Okay. Okay, so number one, the diagram below shows a simulation of an eclipse. So we have here a torch, a volleyball, and a ping pong ball. So what do the torch, the ping pong ball, and the volleyball represent? So the torch in the eclipse, what part of the eclipse has the most light? So is it the sun, the earth, or the moon? The volleyball and the ping pong ball. So you're going to answer what do the torch, the ping pong ball, and the volleyball represents? Okay. Letter B. What type of eclipse is simulated in the diagram? So what type of eclipse are shown in the diagram? Letter C. What is the purpose of this simulation? Letter D. What happens when the torch is turned on? Letter E. What type of eclipse is simulated if the position of the ping pong ball and the volleyball are exchanged? So if the ping pong ball and the volleyball will switch position, what type of eclipse will it be? Okay. Next, number 2. Diagram to show the formation of each of the following eclipses. So you're going to show the position of the sun, the earth, and the moon. So letter A, draw a diagram of the lunar eclipse, and letter B, draw a diagram of the solar eclipse. And last, number 3, you're going to write tick if the correct statements and cross if the statements are incorrect. So I'm not going to give you the answers today because we're going to have Zoom class tomorrow. So if you want to get the answers, you can join our Zoom meeting so that I can explain more of the answer and the questions we have in our activity. So that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.